Awesome. Welcome to the Empower Her Wealth Summit, where we have an outstanding guest waiting to be interviewed and share her expertise and love for you all. I just want to thank everyone for attending. As you know, we go through each speaker, there's always these nuggets. So get a pen and a paper. There's so many nuggets that are going to come from Becky Estep. Oh my God, I cannot wait. Becky, why don't you come on board and say hello to everybody and why you chose to be a part of this summit?
Oh, first of all, thank you so much thank you so much, Joanna, for inviting me to be a part of this. And I really love whenever I saw the subject line come through and it was like empower her. And so I am very much an advocate of being a woman in this world and making sure that I can do anything that I want to do and create anything that I want to create. And I don't need anybody else to help me create it. And so I absolutely love teaching women how to be empowered themselves when it comes to credit and money stuff.
Money stuff. Love it. Love it. Almost giving away the cart before the horse there. You guys are in for a real treat. That she gave a little bit of an example of what she's going to talk about here today. Becky is the credit coach queen, and she has quite the story of how she got here, her why. But if you've ever wanted to know how to maximize your personal, your business credit, and how money works, like she's your go-to gal. Okay, and I'm going to let her dive into a little bit of this for you, so that you can grab some nuggets. Again, grab a pen and a piece of paper because this is going to be powerful. Super. So why don't we go ahead and let the audience know a little bit about who you are, besides the credit coach queen, because you're so fabulous at that. But who were you before that, and how did you get to being the credit coach queen?
Sure. So I started my journey when I graduated from high school. I wanted to go into college, and I had a couple of things that I was like, oh, well, I might want to do this or I might want to do that. Teaching was one of those things that I kind of thought, man, I really like biology and I really like teaching. And so I took this class in college about how to be a teacher. And then I realized, oh my gosh, it's all politics. And so I was like, man, I don't want to be that kind of teacher. I do not want to be put in a box in any way, shape, or form. And so in the meanwhile, I had started my own business, and I kind of understood the ideas because of my mom. She was such an independent woman that I could start my own business and do my own thing. And so I was doing this cleaning business. And then on the other side of that, I was watching a late night infomercial about how to buy real estate with no money down. And so it was Carlton Sheets back in the day. And so I ordered the course and I hired a coach and I started studying how to buy real estate. And that actually led me to becoming a mortgage broker. And then somewhere around 2007, 2008, I started to notice that as a mortgage broker, I was getting a lot of turndowns. And it was really stressful because I hate telling people no, like it really stresses me out as a human. And so I had heard about this credit repair thing and started with this one guy, and then he disappeared. And so I just took it upon myself to learn how to do it myself. And I really fell in love with understanding the credit game and teaching it to others so that they can get what they want. And so it was like, I felt like I was a superhero. Here, let me come clean up your mess, teach you the right things to do to your credit. And then, hey, you can go get that new house, or you can go get that new car, whatever it is that you want to do. And then I love learning. And so then I dove into this business credit thing because I wanted to grow my business and scale it. And so I learned all the ins and outs of how to get access to funding for your business and what are the different ways and how does that all work together, or what can you get or not get or why. And so now on the other side of like learning all this stuff, now I like to teach.
That is so cool. So you said something pretty powerful that I want everyone to like circle back to. I love learning. right? I love learning. And those that love learning always reach a new pinnacle. And I don't know if you found how many pinnacles did she reach to the next thing, right? That led her full circle back to teaching her original goal. So, but now it's in a more empowerful way to help people, still teaching, right? But helping people also. So I get that whole mortgage broker thing. Like I experienced that myself. It is super frustrating because credit is the number one thing that messes up a mortgage loan. So yeah, we both kind of fall into the having to repair credit because of it. So when you were going through that and you found like your light, if you will, how did that feel? Like
When I was going through,
when you knew you were going to be the credit coach queen, like this is my destiny, this is what I'm going to do.
hmm, how did that feel? It felt empowering. It felt
How perfect.
it felt like for the first time I could really help people get where they wanted to go. I could really, because I could do the mortgage broker thing and I could help people get house loans closed, but I didn't understand how I was getting them closed with the credit thing. I just knew, oh, they have the right score and there's the this and the that. But really, when I started to dive in and really help people with their personal credit stuff, and we would do the work, and then every 45 days we check it. Okay, how's it doing? And we compare like the first report to the second report, and I could really see what got removed from the credit report, what their new scores are, how everything was going, and I could really see that we were truly helping people. That's when I was like, okay, I need to know this better. And so then I started really go into like credit repair boot camps where there's like 300 credit repair specialists that are sitting in a room just soaking up knowledge from like people that worked at Experian or TransUnion, or like the nerding out part of it where you really understand what's going on with the credit report. And so
You know things that the average human doesn't about credits. Like they don't teach you this
absolutely.
stuff in school. It's really tough to YouTube, if you will. You could get some information, but again, there's so many different avenues to it. So this is why you guys are in for a real treat. It's because she has done the work, not just trying to repair credit, but really diving into the nerdy part of it. And what are some of the things do you think people don't know behind the scenes? What's a behind the scenes thing that someone could know about credit?
One of my favorite things, yeah. So one of my favorite things to teach people is paying off old debt lowers your credit scores. And so I say that and they're like, what? Paying off old debt? I thought you're supposed to pay your debt off. And it's like, nope, because it actually lowers your credit score. And so it's always an aha. People aren't taught that. It's like the secret of the secrets. And the thing is understand that on a scale of 1 to 9, 1 being good and 9 being bad, a collection's considered a 9, a paid collection's considered a 9, settled is considered a 9. They're all considered equally negative. So something that happened in 2019 affects your credit score less than something that happens in 2024. And so if you go pay an old debt off, now it's a new paid collection in 2024, a new negative thing on your credit, and actually lowers your scores. And so people are like, what? Well, then what do I do? And it's like, okay, well, this is what we do instead, right? And so we dispute this stuff and see what we can get removed, because what most people don't understand is, according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, every single thing on your credit report has to be 100% true and accurate. And if it's not, then legally it has to be removed. And they're like, well, it is my debt. Well, the amount has to be correct. The date has to be correct. The account number has to be correct. Every single piece of that line item has to be 100% true and correct, or it needs to be deleted from the credit report.
All those nuances.
Mm-hmm.
And then something else I learned too, and maybe you could talk to this briefly. First of all, that's a powerful thing to know, that paying off your old debt really just hurts you. And we want to be a good steward of money. But this is not, the way you do it is different, right, than just paying it off. So the other thing that I learned, and maybe you could speak to this, was there's more than one way your credit is analyzed, right? So if you're looking for a loan, so here's what I hear is, oh, my Credit Karma says this. Is it true? But now they try to go get a mortgage and it's different, or they try and buy a car and it's different. Could you tell the audience why that is?
Absolutely. I would love to nerd out on that subject. So here's where it gets confusing. And so here's what I tell people. One, I just like to teach people the rules. How do you play the game? Here's how you do the good stuff to your credit report. Here's how I'm going to get the bad stuff as much as I can removed. And here's where we're going to go in that. And no matter what scoring model you're looking at, your scores are going up. And as long as your scores are going up, we're in a good position. However, I don't pay attention so much. I mean, I want to know what the score is, but I want to compare apples to apples. And so what I mean by that is all credit monitoring companies have a different way to figure a score. And so there's two different scoring models. There's a FICO scoring model, which is what banks and car lots use. There's a FICO scoring model. That's how they calculate the credit score. And then all the stuff that we see online is a Vantage scoring model. And so a Vantage scoring model is like Credit Karma or freecreditreport.com or Smart Credit or Identity IQ. Those are all Vantage scoring models. So when you look at that credit score, it's how they calculated the score. I had this exercise that we did at one of them credit repair boot camps, and it really opened my eyes. It was like, okay, well, we're going to become our own credit monitoring company. And they said, okay, how much are you going to count against somebody for having one late payment? Okay, now calculate the score that way. How much are you going to calculate for somebody having a collection or 10 collections or whatever? Okay, calculate the score that way. And so we created our own credit monitoring company scoring model. How confusing is that? They don't have just one way that the score is calculated. Even FICO has 32 different scoring models.
Right.
So again, I take you back to the beginning. Don't get caught up in all the details.
Yeah.
Oh, that like, as long as you're getting negative things removed from your credit and you're doing good things, then your scores will go up across the board, no matter what scoring model you're looking at. You just got to make sure you're doing all the right stuff. So that's my.
So much. Who here just got like weirded out by all the different stuff? Like,
or just have me look at it, and in 5 minutes I could be like, okay, just do this, this, and this, and you don't have to figure all that out, because
that is so powerful. So I am so glad that I know you, so that I don't have to know all of those things. Like, I can lead it and go, this is what I want, and then you could be the nerd bird that does all the things, right?
Absolutely. That's the whole point.
I just love that I know you.
I love that I know you too, because when it comes to real estate investing, you are the top of the top. And I love knowing that us working together, that that you have my back and you're looking over my stuff to make sure that I don't make real estate investing mistakes. And so, gosh, that's so powerful too. So thank you for being in my world, Miss Joanna.
Oh my God. And see how we're all this is empowerment at its best, right? Empowering in each other's genius zones to support other women. I love it. I love it. Absolutely. And then, so what about business credit? Can people turn to you for business credit?
Of course.
And then what does that look like? Like, give me an example of someone you've done business credit for. Like, what could they get from it?
So, gosh, there's so many examples. My head just flooded. So let's go over like what I did with it originally, and then I'll give you an example of somebody else that's done some things. What I did originally is I had kind of messed up all that real estate investing stuff because I didn't have Joanna back then. And so I ended up filing bankruptcy. And so on the other side of my bankruptcy, I wanted to understand business credit, because I'm like, well, I messed up my personal credit. Maybe I can use this. And so I went into business with a couple people. We started picking up gas stations. And so we took over like 5 gas stations in a 6-month period. And in that, I learned every single way to get financing, business credit wise, that you can possibly get, like equipment loans, business credit cards, all these different things. And it was like, okay, I mapped out personal credit. We used some of it for that. And I mapped out business credit, and we had our business credit scores. And so we were getting pizza ovens, equipment loans using our business, like EIN number, not using our personal anything.
That's
So
powerful. It's so just, I want to make sure everyone understands what you just said there, not encumbering your personal credit. So a lot of times I hear people saying that they're getting business credit and they needed your social security number. I go, well, then that's pointless, right? We want it to be only the EIN number. You don't want to have to personally guarantee it. Is that correct?
that is absolutely correct. That's how, that's why it was structured that way, so that whenever you start a business, the business is the one that gets all the funding. The business is the one that does all the lending. All the big, huge corporation companies, Walmart, there's not a personal guarantee whenever they go get things, you know what I mean? So people don't realize when they start and they're starting out self-employed and they just over leverage their personal stuff. They're like, well, now what do I do? How do I scale this? And so really business credit was designed to scale your business. And so anyway, some examples, I helped one of my good friends. He came into my business credit coaching program, and within probably 6 months, I showed him how to get access to about $65,000 worth of business credit cards. And so that's just, I don't know, there's a whole slew of examples that I could give over and over again of different things that different people have done.
Well, who here could use an additional $65,000 that is not tied to or it's not dependent on your personal credit? Let's just say that even, right? We could say that out loud,
Sure.
right? So
Thousand.
me, for my students, my real estate investing students, they go to Home Depot, and this is what I try to help them to understand. So Home Depot and Lowe's, they want a personal guarantee. What would you say to them for?
So the main thing is that the first step in building business credit is to get a business credit score. And so you can get lines of credit with Home Depot and Lowe's, a contractor's thing, but you need a business credit score. And so it's really simple to build a business credit score. It takes about 4 to 6 months, just like personal credit. You have to make 6 months of on-time payments, and then you start getting a score, and then you can utilize it. The difference is whenever you go apply for a personal credit card, like at first, when you're first getting into stuff, it's like they'll give you a $500 limit. And whenever you're doing real estate investing stuff, like that does nothing for you. Like that's one thing that you purchase. And so with the business credit side of things, you get lent 10 to 100 times higher limits out the gate whenever you start doing stuff, because they understand, and it's not messing with your debt to income ratio like personal credit. You can max out a business credit card that's not reporting on your personal credit, and it doesn't lower your business credit score, because they understand that business terms is 30 to 60 to 90 days that you're like trying to get something closed, you're trying to do something, and so they don't penalize you for maxing out something. And so it's just a different world. It's just a different way to do things so that you can scale your business, because they understand that sometimes you need that extra credit to be able to scale what you're trying to do.
So I'm sure we have a lot of business women on this summit. That brought me into the whole thought. What you just said is, could any of you business women think, could any of you use a business line of credit that isn't tied to your personal? Like I would, how can they opt into your world? How can they get a hold of you? Because I know they're just like, hey, wait a minute, how do I get a hold of Becky? They've already been searching, trying to figure you out right now. How could they, what can you give them to be able to connect with you?
So on my website, there is a free credit repair kit. And so you can actually literally download the free credit repair kit for free and then get into my world that way. Or you can schedule a call and we can do a strategy session as well. And to get to my website, it's creditcoachqueen.com.
Pretty simple. I love it. And we'll have the link and everything in the show notes for everybody. So just go to her page and then you'll be able to click on that and find that free kit for you. So what a way to empower these women in taking some action and doing something that can actually change their lives. Even that free kit, if you took that and went towards all the things that she just talked to today, like you could literally turn your entire life around. So I implore you all to take some action, go to her website. Again, it's in the show notes. And get that free kit, book a call with her. She does an amazing wealth strategy session and she'll just take you down the road you need to go. Right? So maybe some of you are already good with your personal credit, but you want the business credit, or maybe you don't even know about business credit yet and you always thought it had to be tied to your personal. So what are some tips that they could take today to understand where they're at?
Some tips today to understand where you're at. We can put the Smart Credit link into the show notes as well. Pull up Smart Credit. I have an affiliate discount link, and just see where you're at with everything. See where your scores are. Look it over. Make sure that there's no discrepancies on your reports. As far as business credit goes, pull up your business credit report. It's nave.com and it'll pull up your business credit reports and see where you're at. Like, I don't know, do I have any business credit? And start walking through. I think on my website, I have something that you can opt into. It's like the top 5 mistakes business owners make as well. That's a free thing that you can go look at. Just kind of peruse, do some studying. Just know that these are 2 tools in your toolbox that you could be utilizing to grow your life, to empower her to be able to do whatever you want to do, and nobody can tell you no, because you understand the rules to these 2 games so that you can be just like any other person that is utilizing these 2 things. All business owners that scale their businesses and get into big things, they use these tools. It's normal. And my caution to you, my aha for me, is that you really need to understand financial side of business and personal. And so that was my God giveth the lesson until the lessoneth learn. And so Joanna and I teamed up and we have created a financial fitness course that we teach to make sure y'all don't get into trouble when you're scaling your stuff, so that you trust yourself with controlling the amount of credit that comes in and the amount of credit that goes out.
Understanding money is key. Now, again, you don't have to know all the nuances. That's what the professional's for, but you at least need to know how it works so you can lead your money. So being a good steward of money will always bring you top of mind, will always bring you in the best light when you're trying to do personal credit, business credit, and just getting your money straight. And this is what's powerful and why I'm doing the Empower Her Summit, is because I know you women will take this information and you're going to be my ripple in the world to do all the things that we talk about, right? You're going to go, hey, I learned this about business credit, personal credit, and all the different things that we have coming in this summit. So don't just take this as us empowering you, but take that empowerment and be the ripple in the world. Okay, share it. Sharing is caring. Is that the saying? The other thing I wanted to ask you, super important, what do you like to do for fun?
Play at the beach is my favorite thing to do for fun, and hanging out with my son is my top priority, favoriteest thing in the whole wide world to do. And growing as a human. I love personal development. I love growing into my next level of what I'm supposed to be doing with this world. And so those are the things that I do to have fun and or take long walks around water ponds or lakes or wherever I can find it. That's my favorite thing to do probably in the world. And come hang out with Joanna and her chickens. It's
The
pretty
chickens
fun.
are fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Super awesome. Well, Becky, I want to thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else that you wanted to share with the audience?
Man, just don't wait to get started doing things. Just push forward, even if it's a little bit every single day. Just make sure that you're pushing yourself a little bit each day, because when you look back, you'll be like, wow, how did I do all that stuff? And so taking action. And I love when Joanna says, my favorite thing that she says, I hear it in my head now. She's like my mentor. And she's like, and I'm like, oh, well, I kind of want to do this. And she's like, okay, well, then by when? When are you going to do that? And so I hear her in my head now. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
So
Uh,
good. So
yeah.
good.
So that's what I want to leave you with is take action. Get into
Take action. And by when? Write down in your notes. By when will you take action and connect with Becky and all the speakers inside of this summit that can improve your lives, empower your lives?
action.
Awesome. Everyone, thank you so much for attending. I look forward to seeing you on the next speaker, and have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye.